Hello traders, today is Monday, November 4th, 2024. I'm going to go over 10 different names. As per usual, this is not financial advice. This content is for educational purposes only. Please make sure to do your own due diligence before you risk your money on any type of investment. That being said, let's start with AFRM. Still holding the same range that I was hoping this name is going, or I'm hoping this name is going to hold before earnings. Earnings are coming on Thursday. We'll see how this goes. We're still navigating the 35 SMA. Your resistance level is 45. Your support level for now is 42.5. Breaking any of this, I think, I wouldn't be too panicky if we go down to 40, or I wouldn't be celebrating too much if we go towards 47. I think the major catalyst right now is earnings, and I don't have any predictions for earnings, but I've been reading some very good news about what a firm is doing and what they're trying to implement in Europe, starting in England, I believe. So anyways, we'll see what kind of guidance. I think that's going to be very important. They provide your support level 42.5, very strong so far. The 35 SMA is also at this point important, and your resistance level is 45. MACD and TSI are looking neutral. RSI is on the same situation, neutral as well. Let's move on to Amazon. And I mentioned Amazon on yesterday's video, and one of the things that I was saying is, and I wouldn't be surprised if we start filling this gap. Well, it seems like it's happening, so let's make it a little bit smaller, because we, I guess, did a little bit of progress on that thesis. And my thesis is, well, we had this reaction towards 200, and now we're going to start selling off. I think we're not going to stop until 190, which is my resistance level at this point. You don't have a lot of liquidity, and 200 at this point looks a little bit far to reach, considering that, in my opinion, sellers are in control. Volume on the selling side is decreasing, which is, I guess, for bulls is a good is good news. But for the most part, I do believe that the lack of liquidity is going to bring us towards 190. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be. Another thing that I would like to point out is that I like to trade the trend. I'm not trading fundamentals. I'm a technical analysis trader. Somebody pointed out in one of the comments that TA is very important, but fundamentals and blah, 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 which I do respect, and I did agree with that guy mentioning that. But the reality is that I like to trade the trend that I see. And as I mention constantly, my positions, I normally get into swings, and as soon as I see weakness, I get out. A good example of that is that I bought some calls somewhere in this area right here. There were January calls on Amazon. I was very confident that earnings were going to be positive, and since they were dated, these candles right here, especially this one, didn't do much of a lot of damage, I would say. But anyways, I ended up selling my calls the day after earnings, right in the beginning of the trading day. Like within the first 2 minutes of trading, I got rid of my position. And I think my decision was based on what I was seeing going on Google. I was also long on Google before earnings, and I sold the day after. So again, my swings are short term, even though I buy options that are dated, and I tend to sell as soon as I see weakness. I like to protect my capital as much as possible. And again, if you are looking for fundamental videos or analysis, I'm not your guy. I don't have time to do that, and that takes a lot of time. And I am used to trade the chart and levels, supply, demand, and a few indicators. Sometimes I think I should get rid of some of them, but anyways, that's all I have for Amazon. 190 I think is more likely to get before we break 200, and that's my opinion. Let's move on to Bitcoin is giving us a is nothing out of the ordinary on what we are seeing on Bitcoin. I was telling you back here, where were we, on the 200 SMA. This was in September, that we need momentum. We did get that momentum, but then a couple of days later, you just went down. You had a double bottom. You got momentum again, which is another good thing, actually, in my opinion, because you are having this this move to the upside continuously, so you can actually start drawing trend lines in this area as well. But anyways, after, what was that, the end of October, last week, we lost all the momentum going on our direction towards all-time highs, and then we went down. We broke 70 again. We broke 69, and now we are right on 70 or 67.3. I think this level is crucial. It's very strong in my opinion. This whole little range right here is pretty solid. This 69 level is pretty old, at least on my chart, and it comes back to November 2021. So anyways, we'll see if we break this anytime soon. I think tomorrow is, because of the election, is a huge catalyst for Bitcoin. So right now, I think if you break 67.3, especially with catalysts like the elections, for example, you're probably going to go towards 63 and beyond that. I would probably put my money probably on going towards 60, or which is close to that 325 SMA. If good news come for Bitcoin around, I think we're going to hit new highs pretty soon. So we'll see. I think a lot of people are going to react on how the outcome of the election tomorrow. So we'll see. That's what I have for Bitcoin. And let's talk about another, I guess, I shouldn't say over here. Let's talk about ENPH, and then I tell you what I have in mind. So ENPH, I was talking about ENPH right on this candle, which was Tuesday. We already had earnings right after that. I think there was earnings were at night, yes. So I was talking about how we were going to react to this news. My thesis was like, if we hit 73.5 or 74, we're probably going to start coming back towards this gap and fill the gap. Well, it's happening. And my point of view on this is, in this case, the reverse of what we have seen in Google and the reverse of what we have seen in Amazon, for example. You had a very impulsive reaction of the market towards, we didn't hit my price target, but towards, in this case, 75 or so. And then we actually came back because buyers came back in. They actually found opportunity, and we'll see what happens when we hit resistance at 95.3 or 95, let's say. But again, this is confirmation of how things, or you can actually take advantage of some overreactions on the market, or some impulsive, that's probably better said, moves that you see in the market. So ENPH, I think we're going to fill this gap. We'll see what happens in this area. There's a little bit of, there's a little level right here as well, but you have very little, if you cross that level, you have very little liquidity towards 95. Anyways, this actually played out exactly how I thought. Go back to that video. It's probably from either Tuesday the 22nd or Wednesday. I doubt it's Wednesday the 23rd, but it could be. But actually, I have my notes right here, and let's see if I have on the 22nd. Yes, I have ENPH, minute 1931. That's a timestamp on that. Anyways, go check it out today. ENPH, very good day, almost 5%, 4.69%. I'm not sure. Let's take a look how they did after hours, which in this case, doesn't really matter. And MACD and TSI are also starting to look very good. They're very extended in, or very far away from the zero line. They're moving very nice. There might be some opportunity here. But yeah, I think if you were, I guess, listening and you thought there might be an opportunity here, I think the better setup was right on this candle right here. That is gonna take you. That was right under this gap, and then you're starting to feel the gap. anyways, nice setup in my opinion, due to an impulsive reaction on the market here. Now let's talk about Google, and the reason why I'm talking about Google is because it also ties to what I was saying about Amazon, what I was saying about ENPH just now. And again, you had this very nice move. You opened right here on the day after earnings. That was on last Wednesday. I did sell, by the way, as I mentioned, my calls, my January calls, right basically on the top. I think it was the second, the third candle. I was out, and then you had this reaction. You actually couldn't maintain the 180 level, and then you just went down, and now you're right under. You're closing right under 170. Yeah, 170. So or 171. I think that's my level right here. I can see it because the price is right on it. But yeah, almost 171. So anyways, that's very similar to what happened to Amazon. You had a very nice move to the upside, and then you had a sell-off. There's going to be an opportunity coming in for sure, and I think at this point I'm going to start praying to come back to the level where I bought my calls. I bought my calls right on this red green candle right here. So if we come down towards 164, that might be a good opportunity. Again, we have a major catalyst coming this week, the election, but also the decision of the Fed on interest rates. Anyways, 171 is your, I guess, resistance level right now, but we can keep it as resistance support. And if we continue going down, keep an eye on the 35 SMA. But you have, a volume shelf right here, so that's also gonna help stop the momentum towards 165. But we'll see what happens. I'm not too bullish right now, especially having catalyst of the magnitude that we have this week. Now let's move on to a name that, and I'm gonna tell you what I did here. HIMS. So today I had a very busy day, but in the morning, one of the things that I did, I cleaned up all my positions. I only have Tesla at this point, and I'm very scared because if Kamala wins, things are not gonna go well. But I'm not talking about Tesla. I'm talking about HIMS. And I was busy this morning, but I did have time to read a bunch of stuff about HIMS before earnings, and I decided to buy calls. These are February, I think, mid-February or end of February calls. And it seems like they're gonna pay off. I might actually sell them tomorrow because of what I just mentioned, the reaction of the market. But anyways, you had a very nice move, almost 10% after hours. This looks pretty good on the 4 hours. Magnificent move. You have to keep an eye on that 2344 level, if there is a rejection there or not. There might be some profit taken right there, and I might be one of those people. Right now, you're right on this level right here, somewhere in this area. Let's see, that's a bad thing about trading view. You should have the after hours. Anyways, it's 2265 right now, so we're somewhere around here, and we're gonna open around there, and we'll see what is the momentum that we see that we get, if it's to the downside or the upside. Now, I'm an option trader, I'm a trend trader. Keep that in mind. Long term, I think, based upon, you know what, let's do something. Let me do something really quick because I do have some data on earnings, so let's go into that. This is what I guess what I'm gonna get things into the long term, especially if you are a stock holder of HIMS and you're planning to keep those. Let's review the earnings, some highlights. The revenue was 400.1 or 401.6 million, which is surpassing estimates of 382.2 million. So that was up 77% year over year. That's impressive right there. So even if you have a sell-off in the coming days, I think this, if you're a shareholder or you're trading shares, that might be an opportunity. Anyways, adjusted EPS 0.07, my bad, beating the estimate of 0.04. Adjusted EBITDA or EBITDA, whatever, I cannot pronounce that shit, 51.1 million, well above the estimations of 38.9 million. So it's up in a very significant way by 12.3 million year over year. Free cash flow is at, what the fuck is this? Let me see. I had whatever that was. Free cash flow 79.4 million, which is, that's incredible, up 312% year over year, and that's 67% quarter over quarter. I mean, I go to my page on X. The link is on the description. There is a huge data sheet on that I put about HIMS. But again, this company, especially if you are long-term investor, looks pretty good. I think we are definitely gonna go towards higher levels. 25, definitely something that we can reach easily. So keep an eye on that. Congratulations if you bought calls. So I'm congratulating myself, and congratulations to those who are holding and actually believe and are well informed on this company. Almost 10% after hours. We'll see what is the move tomorrow. Now let's move on to, let's go to the financial sector, and if I can find, where is this? JP Morgan. So let me take a note. One of the things that I was talking about, I really was hoping for this to go to the upside, but once you had this candle right here, I knew this was going to go down. MACD and TSI were telling you that we were going to break the resistance level at 22.1 and 221, and it looks like we're going to continue that trend. Today, JPM was down 1.42%. Let me take a look at Citi. Citi was down 2.13. Bank of America, where are you? Bank of America down 1%. Let's go take a look at XLF ETF for the financial ETF, down 0.77%. And then you have Wells Fargo down 1.5%. So there you have it. The whole sector is pointing or looking not too good. There's definitely opportunity here to go towards 217, and you're gonna meet that 35 SMA right at that level. You actually don't have any, I shouldn't say any, but you don't have a lot of liquidity towards 217. Let's take a look at how we are looking after hours. Yeah, after hours is flat. So there might be opportunity here for a quick, I don't know, maybe a day trade or an overnight swing. That would be interesting. I think this level might be a little bit strong. I'm not sure, but I think if you break it, then you're going straight towards right where this volume shelf is, which is coincidentally coming to this area right here. So that is 211. There might be a good opportunity here to make some quick money. Anyways, those are your levels, or those are your areas for JP Morgan. 217, I think, is coming, unless we have some very good news or something going on tomorrow. We'll see. Tomorrow is election, so we'll see what we get from there. Now let's talk about Meta. So this one also, well, earnings weren't too good, so this is gonna, well, let me rephrase that. Earnings weren't bad, just that the market didn't really interpret earnings from Meta in a very positive way. That being said, I do believe that we're going down towards 543. One of the reasons for that is, first of all, the trend, the MACD, the TSI, the RSI, and the candles and volume is also telling you that you're going to continue going in this trend. You also have very low liquidity towards 453. So we'll see what happens. You are under the 35 SMA. And so there might be some opportunity here actually to to get some puts and take advantage of weakness in general in this sector. You can see it on some ETFs that are also not performing, or tech ETFs that are not performing too well. You can go to max, and you had this nice breakout. It went towards 49, and then you're down into this level right here. Max, I was telling or talking to you about Max right on this candle, or one of these two candles, and it continued moving, and then you went down, um, very aggressively, or it could also be, a little bit of a marketing, the market being a little bit impulsive, which we are experiencing that. The macro doesn't look good, and I think the market, knows it or smells it. Anyways, Meta 553 is where I think we are going to meet. Where yeah, let's do Microsoft. Another good example. I don't think the earnings were too bad, to be honest. And then you tanked. Now the problem with this one is, and you're not coming back. There is not an opposite reaction. Yesterday looked, or not yesterday, I'm sorry, Friday looked like, buyers wanted to come in, but that really didn't happen. Let's take a look. No, I'll leave it alone. Anyways, today down 0.47%. Not too bad, kind of almost flat, I guess. We'll see what brings in the next few days, but I think we can go below 400. And if that is the case, that might be a nice little gift for investors. Now, if the market starts getting spooked because of elections, or maybe because of the Fed decision coming up on Thursday, we might actually go down below 390. Just keep that in mind. We are approaching the 325 SMA, which is very interesting, to be honest. But we'll see how we are going to behave. You're under the 200 SMA, so the trend is telling you that you're probably going to continue going down. Keep that in mind. Volume towards 400 or liquidity is very low. Keep also that in mind. And not looking too good. Microsoft is looking quite weak. Anyways, let's move on to another, and I'm gonna mention, let's do Palantir. And Palantir had some outstanding earnings today, and let's go high level on what I have. Let me go to my X account and take a look at what I put on it. Okay, let's take let's check the highlights that I did right on X. So the adjusted EPS is 0.10 above estimates of 0.09. A little bit slim. Revenue 725.5 million, beating expectations of 703.7 million, up 30% year over year. Pretty nice. Adjusted operation profit 275 million, expected estimations of 235 million, with a 38% margin. Jeez. Okay. Revenue 2.8 billion, or the range to 2.809 billion, above estimations of 2.76 billion. Incredible. Adjusted income from operations 1.05 billion to 1.058 billion versus the estimation of 979 million. U.S. commercial revenue expected to exceed 687 million and growing at least 50% year over year. Adjusted free cash flow anticipated to exceed $1 billion. Okay, so that is pretty incredible, if you ask me. Anyways, that's some of the information that I have. There's much more information on my X post, and again, the link is on the description. Please don't forget to subscribe. And before I go to that, let's take a look at the 4 hour on Palantir. Here's where you are. You're 47 47. And let's go back to the 1 hour. You're somewhere around here, 47. You're at this point, you're gonna open there. Don't be surprised, and there is a little bit of a sell-off after these earnings. But again, kind of like HIMS, long-term, completely different sectors, by the way. Long-term, I think Palantir is going to be an absolute monster. I don't think if you are a long-term investor, on Palantir, I think you're safe even if there is a sell-off tomorrow. Anyways, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Thank you guys. I'll try to post something earlier tomorrow if possible. Thank you. Bye bye.